Today we are assembling a log splitter which is capable of handling 1 meter diameter trees. This is a giant log splitter. It is capable of handling very, very big timber for processing into wood chips. Hello Ada, you're welcome. It's my little girl Ada. She's going to help me as well today, I hope. You might do a bit of camera work, Ada.
No, I'm going to.
Oh my God, watch the baby.
I'm good.
So we shall see the process of assembling this. This has came to me flat packed on a pallet. I believe it has come all the way from Austria, and a customer of mine who I do quite a bit of work for asked me to assemble this. It was much cheaper for him to buy it flat pack on a pallet from Austria, because apparently it is quite a bulky machine when it's all assembled. So I am not sure, I've never done this before, but let's see how it works. So I think everything has come, all the pins. So I've just nicked these welds here. Let's see what's inside here. So we have all the bushings and pins. I presume these are the pipes, hydraulic pipes for the rams, or something like this. So we shall make a start and get to it. It's quite a bit of fiddly bits, pins, bushings, hydraulic pipes. These are some flat plates. We just nicked all the welds in these to get these separated. These were all tacked together, so we nicked all the welds in them. We have them separated now. This is the actual axe part. We have to cut that point on that. I'm not sure if we can get that done in the saw, but we'll give it a go. But I wanted to show you this. This is the drawing that came with it. So it is in, would it be Austrian or German? Is it German they speak in Austria, I think. So this is the only plan I have for the whole unit, but it gives me a rough idea, but I'm sure I will figure it out from there. We'll make a start. Not bad. Pretty sharp. Now, so this bit of steel here is the cutting edge. You'll see where it's marked here with a blue pen. That has to be cut at that angle. That is the cutting edge that goes on this box here. So it comes down here, and the kink at the end is to straighten it there with the cutting edge along here. So I am trying to hold this in the saw somewhere to cut it. I really don't fancy cutting this with the angle grinder. I always try to go for the handier option if I can. And you'll see that I'm just kind of struggling to get the angle cut. I cannot do it there, so I think I have a plan in my head. We'll see how it goes. Quite a bit of welding on this. Now, so I've got these bosses in position. We've got the ram inside the box here. We've got these bosses pretty much set up here. Same distance there, same distance there. Might be able to show you in here. So that's the end of the ram there, in position, nice and snug. Down the lower end here, you have the same thing. Boss is in position there, boss in position there. And then that's the end, the other end of the ram here. Now, so after all the work of assembling this with the ram and tacking the bosses into position, I have to turn around now and split it, take it all apart to get the bosses welded on the inside. But now, that is the bosses welded inside and out, and thankfully the pin is still running through pretty well. You'll hear the load coming on the tractor there. Check for the no leaks whatsoever. Everything looks pretty good, so the pressure's off. There's no oil there anywhere. So that's the pin fitted now and the nut in it. The nut is actually designed to be fitted through. I'll just take you off here. So the nut is actually designed, you see it in here. It's designed to be fitted through this hole here, which I'm sure is possible but not particularly easy. So I left off this cutting plate. This one, I have to weld this on next. I left that open with that in mind to try and get that nut fitted. The next job with this is to fix this metal frame down onto the Lego block. And the way I'm going to do that is with threaded bars, and you will have seen me punching the holes in this angle. So I'm going to drill this block with a 22mm masonry bit or hilty bit, and then we're going to set these in with chemical anchor. So you'll see me here drilling down into the block, drilling down around about 9 or 10 inches into the block, blowing out the dust here as good as I can with the airline. And then I'm using chemical anchor here. So chemical anchor is a product that's designed for fixing threaded bar into masonry or cavity blocks. It's quite grippy stuff. It's 2 different chemicals that mix together, and even with the absence of air it's able to set down in this concrete block. So it's the sturdiest type of fixing. If it was a little bit narrower, a longer drill bit, and maybe drill right through, could have been equally as handy. This is my little 12-volt remote control. I'll pop a link in the description for anybody that's interested in where I got it and what it is. So it's a little key fob with a few buttons on it. You have A, B, C, D, so you have some buttons here that operate. It's just a set of relay switches. Power in, normally open, normally closed, and a common. So I think there's a learning function as well, and the reason I got this one is because there's a momentary setting on it where you have to hold the button to operate rather than a latching relay, because that's kind of high risk. If the operator presses it on and forgets, it's power to a solenoid all the time, and then it's hydraulic pressure trying to pull around one way. So the reason I got this one was because it has that option, that momentary push button. Now, so the box is done. Light, in and out switches, momentary push button switches, isolator here, twist isolator, and it's fused coming directly from that. It's fed then into this remote control switch, and then all the connections are made via the switches. We'll hope that's right. We'll test it now in a minute. But 2+ plug tops for the solenoids connected up here, so what we do is we give it a go and see if it's working. Now, so the easiest way for me to get power to check my wiring is the forklift here. Get 12 volt DC here on the battery. And we have power here on the light. So the isolator kills the power on. That end of it looks right. So we have power here coming to this solenoid on the push button. We have power coming to this solenoid. Lovely. So both of these are working. I'm not sure if you can hear that click. That's this one working and this one working. Lovely. So at the minute the box looks like it's doing its job. Next job is test this remote and see if this is okay. Lovely. That's working on that. And B on this. I have my control box mounted on the front of this machine. This old John Deere Forage Harvester. It's a 5830 John Deere Forage Harvester. Quite a beast of a thing. This is a machine that I modified way back to drive this beast of a wood chipper. You see the stack of wood chip in here and a big spout on it. So modified the drive shaft here to run off the gearbox off the engine to run this machine. I might give you a look a bit at that in action. I didn't actually record any footage of this particular project. It's one I done before I started YouTube, but the purpose of this splitter is to actually split the bigger lumps of trees into smaller ones that the wood chipper can handle it. It can only handle 600mm wide logs or trees, so the splitter that I've made is going to chop them down to size. Quite a bit of big timber around this man's yard here. So I have my control box mounted on here. I bolted this bracket on here to where this is where the head originally fitted. So I bolted this on here. So next is fit the solenoid and a bit of pipe work here. Get that mounted back to run the splitter over here.
You want to push it back in there?
Yeah.
No fucking way. Can we turn around this one?
Lovely job. Right, we're connected up here.
Yeah.
Just put on my power. Okay, power on. So you'll see the solenoid working here. This button works that one. And then this one here, this button works that one. Yeah, there's A and B. Lovely. So the next job, there's the pipes connected up here onto the splitter here. The only thing now I'm a bit nervous about is oil leaks. We hope we'll have no leaks. So Aegon's just ready to start this beast here. So this will be the type of a log you can imagine going through the log splitter. It's quite a chunk of a thing. I would guess about 900mm diameter. So the splitter would split it across this way. We'll get a look at it in action now. Now, so you'll see the blade coming out here, it meets the other blades, so the two of them work in opposition. So I'm just holding the button here to operate it, but it will be the operator on the machine will work it eventually. There we go, that's exactly what it's supposed to do. And then when it's split like this, the skid steer can feed it into the wood chipper, and that's for making this stuff up here. So to return this, I'm actually just holding this other button, and that's operating the solenoid valve here to return this ram here. So we have a big one here to test it now. We'll see if this is really going to test it. Let's see what this does. It's a very, very big chunk of timber here. Too bad, working well, that's some beast of a piece of timber to split. Not a simple machine to use, but Aegon here seems to have a good knack for it. There's plenty of practice. Lovely job. So we'll try and split this again. Just work my button here now. Serious power in this thing. Unbelievable. But there you go, it split that in pretty short space of time. It's made it into more usable timber. So the chipper can only handle 600mm timber here. There's your remote control.
Thank you.
This is Aegon, the man that the job is for. He's just beside me here, he's down the road. The wood chipper itself, it'll handle what, 600mm?
500.
500
Yeah.
officially. So you want to split them bigger timbers into...
Yeah, there's a lot of bigger stuff here that we've no idea what's going to come in the gate until it comes in, and
Yeah.
so we can't refuse it the way it is now. We can't say no to anything. We have to take whatever we get. And
Yeah.
we had a cone splitter beforehand for the skid steer, but it was limited what it was able to do, and it was very slow.
Yeah.
So once I get the hang of this thing,
And you're finding that reasonably fast.
much faster.
It's a fair stack of stuff gathered up there
Yeah,
in a
the
very
co-
short space of time.
the cone wouldn't split it as quick as that, and you were having to cut the timber into 4-foot lengths for to pop it open. But
Yeah.
and even then it was, this is a much better job.
And the other problem, the problem with the bigger stuff is the chipper can't handle it,
No,
but the firewood
the
process
processor is not able to handle it.
processor, what's the
No.
maximum? That
400.
400. So really you're turning timber that's too big for anyone
it was,
to handle.
Yeah, it was no use to anyone really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a chainsaw.
Yeah.
If you couldn't, it was chainsaw work, and that's
not
too
in your
slow.
game.
No,
Yeah.
no, the chainsaw's on done deal now.
Yeah, yeah. In a
No, I'm
way.
very happy with what I can see at the moment. I mean, very happy with it. If once it gets set up properly and
Yeah.
working with the crane instead of the skid steer,
Yeah.
it'll be safer obviously as well. But I'm very happy with what I see so far.
Good.
Yeah,
good,
very happy.
good. That's the face of a happy man.
Yeah.
Well, he said he didn't want to talk on camera, but after seeing that, I can see a potential video here now.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you'd like to see a bit more of Aegon's
Get
operation.
my hair done and things like that. I mean, and
Oh,
tidy
you're
up a
not
bit.
looking too bad now. He's looking better than I am. Anyway, we might do a bit of a video on the John Deere Forager converted to run the wood chipper and a few other jobs that we've done.
Very happy with that.
Retracting roof and
Yeah.
your conveyors and all
We've-
that.
BT Fab has done a lot of work around here, which has made my life a lot simpler, and work smarter, not harder type of an attitude he has. So that suits me as well.
Very
You know?
good, very good. Well, that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.